Understanding the phrase, cry of the raven, a deep dive into English idioms. Hello and welcome to today's English language learning video. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating and slightly mysterious English phrase, cry of the raven. This phrase is not only interesting in terms of its literal meaning but also provides a great insight into how English uses animal behaviors to convey deeper meanings. So, let's embark on this linguistic journey together. First, let's break down the phrase into its components. The cry refers to the sound a raven makes, often perceived as a loud, harsh call. Ravens, which are large, black birds, are known for their distinctive and sometimes unsettling vocal sounds. Understanding the literal meaning of this phrase helps us appreciate its figurative usage, which we'll explore next. In English, the phrase, cry of the raven, often carries a figurative meaning. Ravens are commonly associated with mystery, intelligence, and sometimes ominousness in various cultures. Therefore, the phrase can be used to signify something that is foreboding or a bad omen. It's interesting to see how the characteristics of a raven influence the idiomatic expression in English. The raven holds a significant place in literature and folklore. For example, in Edgar Allan Poe's famous poem, The Raven, the bird is a symbol of mournful and never-ending remembrance. These cultural references contribute to the connotations of the phrase, cry of the raven, adding layers of meaning that go beyond just the words themselves. Let's look at some examples to understand how this phrase is used in sentences. When she heard the unsettling news, it was like the cry of the raven, foretelling trouble ahead. The sudden silence was broken by the cry of the raven, echoing the somber mood of the gathering. In modern English, this phrase isn't very commonly used in everyday conversation but may appear in more poetic or literary contexts. It's a great example of how English can draw on natural elements to convey complex emotions and ideas. I hope this video has been enlightening in understanding the phrase, cry of the raven. As we've seen, it's a phrase rich in meaning, blending the literal and the figurative, and steeped in cultural significance. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to exploring more fascinating aspects of the English language with you in future videos.